finally save your first $1,000. It took years, every overtime shift, every holiday, every sacrifice. You stare at the money. You could buy a better phone, new clothes, a motorcycle. For the first time in your life, you can actually afford them. But then, you remember your father's hands, your mother's tears, the leaking roof. You make a different decision. You don't spend the money, you invest it. Not in stocks, not in crypto, in yourself. You buy a second-hand laptop. It isn't fast. The battery barely lasts an hour. But to you, it feels like owning the future. A year later, an opportunity appears. A local cafe needs someone to manage their social media. You've never done it before, but you tell them you can. Your hands shake during the meeting. They ask for experience. You don't have any. They ask for results. You don't have those either. All you have is confidence. And somehow, they give you a chance. Your first month is terrible. Almost nobody follows the page. Sales don't increase. You think about quitting. Then you remember something your father once told you. If you quit every time life becomes difficult, life will always stay difficult. Slowly, something changes. More people begin visiting the cafe. Sales increase. The owner smiles for the first time. At the end of the month, he pays you a bonus. Not because you worked longer, because you created results. That feeling is addictive. Soon, another small business hears about you. Then another, then another. Within 2 years, you're helping 5 different businesses grow. For the first time in your life, you earn more from your knowledge than from your physical labor. Your parents notice the difference. Your father no longer worries every night. Your mother starts smiling more often. You finally repair the roof. You replace the old furniture. The house isn't luxurious, but it finally feels like a home. One night, you open your notebook. On the first page, you write one sentence. If I can help 5 businesses, why not 500? That single sentence becomes the beginning of your first real company. You spend the next 6 months planning. First office isn't really an office. It's a tiny room above an old repair shop. 1 desk, 2 chairs, a whiteboard hanging slightly crooked, and 1 employee, your best friend. Neither of you knows whether this company will survive 6 months. But both of you believe it deserves a chance. The first few weeks are brutal. You send hundreds of emails. You make dozens of phone calls every day. Most people ignore you. Some hang up immediately. Others laugh. We already have someone. We're not interested. You guys are too small. Every rejection feels personal. After nearly 3 months, a medium-sized company agrees to work with you. It's the biggest client you've ever had. You barely sleep that night. You spend the next several weeks working harder than ever before. Not because you have to, because failure is no longer an option. The campaign succeeds. The client's revenue grows faster than anyone expected. A month later, they recommend you to another company, then another, then another. For the first time, your business starts growing without you chasing every customer. Reputation begins doing the work. 3 years later, your team has grown from 2 people to 40. The tiny office is gone. Now you have an entire floor inside a modern office building. You hire people who are smarter than you, better designers, better engineers, better salespeople. You finally understand something that changes everything. A great company isn't built by one brilliant person. It's built by dozens of talented people moving in the same direction. By the age of 32, your company earns its first $1 million in profit. The celebration lasts one evening. The next morning, you're back at work.